All right. Brian Thomas, two national signing days slipped by us, and he didn't sign at that point. But what ends well is all well, as Brian Thomas signs on the dotted line as the 13th rated wide receiver, according to the 247 Sports Composite.
Yeah, I feel he's only second behind JoJo Earl as the best of the 2021 class. This guy is untouchable. 6'4", he's a skyscraper, aerial assassin, aerial autonomy ambassador. This guy, he goes up above. You can't even come close. He's going to be a great jump ball receiver. I compare him a little bit to Terrace Marshall, but I also feel that he's thick in the core, strong enough that he reminds me a lot of Jamar Chase as well. His yards after catch is unreal. I think it was last year he had 17.9 yards. It was 21.2 yards per catch. This guy is outrageous. He had a 20 touchdown season as well, over 1,700 yards. That's where I'm getting that mixed up. This year, a little bit below his standards, but that was because Walker had a really rough year. Brian was basically having to go out there and do it all alone, just complete one-man show. And he still pulled off some unbelievable numbers. But it's more than the numbers. This kid has – you didn't see any bravado in his recruitment. You didn't see any nonstop look at me, beating of the chest, his name all in glittering lights. The only time there was ever any drama or any craziness was all due to his father and due to him getting involved in his son's recruitment. Other than that, Brian, he was such a quiet kid, such a humble kid, and he's the type of character that LSU strives to recruit, strives to assign. And missing a guy like Brian Thomas specifically to go to Texas A&M or to Alabama would have been a catastrophe, in my opinion. LSU, if they want to continue what they're doing in the passing game, need these type of players. They can't afford to miss a guy like this from their own backyard, especially when you lose a talent like JoJo Earl to Alabama. You can't miss a guy like Brian Thomas. I heard a lot of LSU fans say, oh, we don't need Brian Thomas. Oh, well, he's the cherry on top. No. Deion Smith is unbelievable. Chris Hilton Jr. is unbelievable. Jack Besh is unbelievable. But what Brian Thomas Jr. brings is something that is just that it factor, that intangible, where you give him the ball anywhere on the field and he can score. JoJo Earl was just like that. We lost that guy. We had to replace that playmaking. And, bringing him in was big time. Just unbelievable from Coach Orgeron to seal the deal. This is another guy that was rumored to be going elsewhere, and Coach O defied that. Sage Ryan was supposed to be going to Alabama. LSU Odyssey knew he wasn't going to Alabama. Coach Orgeron knew he wasn't going to Alabama. He was staying home. Coach O made sure of that. Mason Smith, he made sure of that. It's just one guy after another. And Brian Thomas Jr., he really seals and caps the 2021 class in an extremely positive, ultra-confident light. LSU didn't get every single need on the bar there with 2021. We had some misses. Race John Davis was a tragedy. Tristan Lee, it is what it is. JoJo Earl, to me, was a big, big stab in the heart. But to every one of those misses, there was an answer. The day JoJo Earl flipped to Alabama, what did Orgeron do? What was his response? He flipped Malik Neighbors from Mississippi State to stay home to LSU. What was his response when the Tristan Lee debacle happened? That weekend, he flipped Kimo Macchianoli from Florida State to LSU offensive tackle. There has always been one just a nonstop response here. Even Nathaniel Wiggins, when he flipped to Clemson, Demarius McGee corner came right into the picture. There was always a response with this staff, and they had a hell of a 2021 staff against, Title IX scandal, against, NCAA violations, some minor violations of a witch hunt ilk. There's just a lot of distractions and a really horrible championship defense this year. But throughout it all, Orgeron and his guys stayed the course, and they hauled in the number 3 national class. What an amazing accomplishment.